Hey, what's up, guys? Man, we're on a 10-day winning streak. This is amazing, man. This is basically the best I've ever done was 9 days in a row that I can remember as far as this season and last season. So I have not gone 10 days in a row where I'm not losing. So that feels very good. Thanks for everybody that's been following. I'm gonna get into just showing you the plays yesterday. Two of the ones that I gave for free lost, but the overall picture for Discord and VIP and all that stuff, it was a 7 and 4 day. So this is a 10 days in a row winning streak. Right now, today, everything's looking very fishy. There's a lot of question marks. There's a lot of things that I don't like, but I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to actually go through a lot of the stuff that I already looked at. I only have one bet, which I'm going to share with you. And then I'm going to give you a bunch of like leans that I'm looking at, but I don't have anything too solid right now. Let me just start sharing. So this I shared yesterday, Cavaliers -3.5 and the Celtics -4.5. You can see that cashed. And then we had the Hurricanes in regulation that cashed. We had the Thunder at a -12.5 that hit. Jaron Duran, one hit that hit. Stephen Kwan that hit. And then we had the unders. You can see this guy got canceled, so we only got paid out for one guy, which is still fine. And then I started testing something new, which is the under 1.5 hits. So that hit for us. And you can see that's kind of repetitive right there. So it was a seven straight wins and 4 losses. 2 of those losses I shared for free. So if you follow those, I apologize, but sometimes that's the way it works. The VIP and the Discord stuff hit. I'm not even counting the Mets that hit right here as well. But anyways, let's continue. So I'm going to have this sheet. I'm going to keep referring back to this sheet. This is my notes. Like I said, I've already looked at a lot of stuff, but I'm going to be referring back to this sheet with what I'm looking at. So let's get started here. What's up, Bob? Yeah, man, for sure. It was a good day. There's been a lot of good days, man, recently. So I'm happy about that. So let's start right here. So the Clippers, you can see these are just projections. Don't quote me on these. You can take it for whatever you want. Also, I noticed that Gordon is out today. So you can see they're pretty much even. They flip-flopped. I'm going to go into more details, but the Clippers, basically, they're 2-5 in the last. So basically, they're covering spreads 3 times in the last 5 games, but that's the same for the Nuggets. The Nuggets didn't cover the last time they played. But that's not that big of a deal, actually. So let me keep going here. Give me a second. I got to just kind of go back and show something else. So right now I'm leaning towards the Clippers. And then the Knicks, you can see they're projected to win by 5. So right away, these are just projections. Again, that's only one data set. I'm going to show you the full data set. I'm going to try to find something. I'm not going to force anything. Yesterday, you saw we hit with the Thunder, we hit with the Celtics, we hit with the Cavaliers. Today, I'm not confident in these games at all. So just putting it out there. The Knicks are supposed to win by 5. And what's the other team? Let me go back. Give me a second. The Nuggets, no, the Clippers. So right now it's leaning towards Clippers. Again, these are just leans, not plays. Okay, so don't quote me on these. And it's going to be Clippers is the lean, and the Knicks. And then I'm going to go through the whole data set right now. If you guys haven't done so, go to the link in the description, click on free. That way you can get updated with my free stuff that I post. So anyways, Clippers is looking decent because Gordon is out. And then also the Knicks also. And I think Brunson is already back. I have to confirm on that. So now let's go into baseball. So let me actually delete some of this stuff and then I can get into it. Give me a second. I can delete this. All right, cool. Now I can just kind of scroll over. So for baseball, I'm going to tell you straight up, there's nothing that I like right now. The only thing I'm liking is they're very, very heavy favorites. So I'm not going to go with it just quite yet unless I find something very powerful. So for example, here's the projected score. As you can see, the experts and all that stuff are saying Astros are supposed to win. The Giants are barely have a little bit of an edge. You can see the Brewers cover more spreads. Braves, They don't cover spreads over here. Cardinals are pretty shitty, but have a little bit of an edge right there. Tigers, I've been hitting with them, but they lost yesterday. I actually had them yesterday, and they lost. Phillies and Mets. This should be one of the best games today. We're leaning a little bit towards the Mets, but we're not decided. Reds is the biggest line shift. I was looking at the Reds. I might actually go with the Reds. I'm not sure yet, but that's the lean. And then the Red Sox. So the Red Sox are heavily, heavily favored. They're almost at a minus 300. And I don't trust the Red Sox to cover that huge spread of minus 1.5. Even at a minus 1, it's not worth it because it's still like a minus 200. So anyways, the Yankees is the other one I was looking at right here. And so basically right now, overall, I've been looking at the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Reds. That's about it. The Mets didn't meet everything that I was looking at. So now I'm going to get into the breakdown. This is literally the breakdown of every single game. I'm not going to go through everything, but if you guys are interested in this, I'm gonna hook you guys up. I was actually here. Let me get something set up here. So if anybody was here yesterday, anybody saw my video, I put an offer out there. I said, if you comment and you like, and we get up to 100 likes or comments, I'm going to give away $50. But we didn't get to that level. It only hit like 31 likes and like 28 comments or something like that. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to redo that same offer, 50 free bucks for today's video later today. And I'm only going to do it for 50 comments or 50 likes. So make sure you stick around for that one. But for the people that did comment and liked and all that stuff, go into my link in my description and go to Discord. I'm going to hook you guys up for 7 days for free in the Discord. All you got to do is type in the word comment. That just tells me that you actually sent the comment and you're part of the lives and you're actually engaging with the content. So anyways, I'm hooking you guys up for the word comment for 7 days for free on the Discord. Make sure you take advantage of that. All right, let me keep going now. So again, guys, I'm not going to go through all these details. This is something that's called the final edge, and that's in the link in the description also. It's right here. You go all the way down. So first of all, get the free picks. It's right here. But then go all the way to the bottom. It's called the final edge, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So basically, you would get this data in your inbox every day, and it literally has everything you need to make a decision on this game. So let me look at the games that I just told you. The Red Sox, the Mets, the Yankees, not the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Mets, and the Reds. So let's take a look. Boston Red Sox going against the White Sox. I went to the game about 2 weeks ago, and the White Sox demolished the Red Sox. They won 11-1. But then the Red Sox started coming back. Devers is finally clicking, so he's getting more hits, more runs. You can see the head-to-head trends are pretty even. The White Sox opened at a plus 195 on the money line, and now they're at a plus 245. What that tells you is that they're heavily favored on the Red Sox side for a 244. Now it's all the way to 295, just like I mentioned in the beginning of this video. So there's super, super heavy favorites. I don't like them to be this favored, and I think the only reason that that's happening is because they're at home. White Sox are garbage. And Red Sox are finally clicking on the bets. So they've covered the spread 4 times in the last 5. I don't trust them to cover the spread. I would only take the Red Sox on the money line if I can find a strong other team to go with. The other thing I'm thinking is even getting the Thunder for tomorrow and parlaying it with the Red Sox for today. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So anyways, let's keep going here. 89% of the public money is coming in on the Red Sox. The line has moved significant for the Red Sox. Again, they're just this should be an easy win for the Red Sox. Now, another thing that I'm doing, a little side note, I'm going to show you some unders for RBIs. And another little criteria that I added was if the team was supposed to go on a heavy over. So meaning right here, you can see this is a heavy over. As far as the total runs, then I took that into consideration to not get RBIs. So once I get there, I'll explain what I'm talking about. But anyways, I do like the Red Sox, but I would only take them on the money line because they've burned me before and they're not that good. So just take that for what it is. I'm going to go in here and I'll say Red Sox. So we can find somebody to parlay this with. I might take the Red Sox. Again, guys, I'm not going to go through every single team here. I've already looked at this, and I don't like any of it. So I'm not going to waste your time going through all of it. Let's go through the Reds. 6-4, the last 10 versus Miami. Miami, you can see, doesn't cover spreads in the last 10. And then the Reds have covered spreads and they're winning games. So I've already showed you the projections. The Reds are supposed to win. This is leaning heavily on the over. I'm not messing with over-unders just yet, but I am taking that into consideration as far as like when I'm looking at team totals and batter props and all that stuff. So the Reds opened at a minus 124 and it moved down to a minus 120. I don't like that. So it's actually going in the opposite direction. Public money's all over the Reds. I don't like that. I like but I don't like that it's going on the opposite side. What else? Significant line movement towards the zero. Yeah. So it's going the opposite direction. Okay. The Mets I'm skipping. The Braves I'm skipping. Blue Jays I'm skipping. The Giants was the other one. Let's take a look. Nothing is standing out. You can see the line is actually shifting in the wrong direction right there. And that's about it. Like I said, this is a shitty slate for both baseball and basketball. There's only 5 games in baseball, I think, and 2 games in basketball. So there's not a lot to choose from. I do have 2 batter props in one parlay, but it's very expensive. But I'm still taking it because it's hitting at a very high rate. I'll share that with you on this live if you stick around. All right. So here we go. Let's check out the Knicks. And this is the first time I'm actually looking at exactly if I'm going to be able to play any of these games today. I don't think so, but I'll take another deeper look here. All I did was take a glance at the original file, but this is the final file, and I'll see. So 3-7 in the last 10 for the Pistons when they've played the Knicks. What that means is that the Knicks have covered their spread 7 times in the last 10. Knicks are covering it right there, like you can see, 7 and 10. Pistons are only 5-5 in the last 10 meetings. The Knicks are favored -7, but then it's going down, so it's actually shifting in the wrong direction. I don't like that. 88% of the money is coming in on the over. The line did shift over, but again, I've been staying away from basketball overs just because I've been burned so many times. Next season, I'm going to take another look at it, but I'm not touching it the rest of the season. These are the projected lineups. And as I showed you, the projected score is the Knicks are supposed to win. The line is shifting in the opposite direction. So I don't like to see that. There's not a lot of strong data to support for me even taking the Knicks on the money line. So I'm staying away from this game. Now the Clippers do interest me for the reason being that, like I said, Gordon is out or he's questionable. Let's take a look. They have very similar records. Clippers is 7-3 in the last 10. The Nuggets are 4-6. The Clippers are 6-4. So overall, the Clippers are a better team. Nuggets are -2, but then they shifted now. So basically, the Nuggets were underdogs. Sorry, the Clippers were underdogs, and now they're favored. Whenever that happens, whenever the flip-flop of the underdog and the favorite change like that, it's very important because that doesn't happen easily where an underdog becomes a favorite unless there's a lot of heavy juice or a lot of sharp money coming in. And the reason I think that that's happening is because of this guy being questionable. So I hope that makes sense. Now you got the expected lineups over here. And again, Aaron Gordon is a big deal if he's out. But look at this. They're supposed to win by 1. I don't think there's enough there unless Gordon is out. So if Gordon is out, then you might want to take the Clippers on the money line. All right. So as you saw there, there's not much to look at there. Now I'm going to talk about some batter props. These are all the batter props that I was looking at for the under 1.5 RBIs. So this is the list that I started with. And one of the things I'll tell you right now is that I start with the batter, and then I look at obviously what team he plays for, and then I don't care about this position. I don't even know why it's here. The only thing I care about is the player, the team, and what is his batting order. So this batting order is very important, meaning how many times does he come up to bat? And if he's lower on the list, meaning he's 7th, 8th, and 9th, then he gets less chances at bat. So that already helps with the under on the RBIs. So I hope that makes sense. This was the original list I started with today, but then I only got it down to 2 batters for the reason being that these over-unders were dramatic for like I showed you earlier, the Red Sox and the White Sox are supposed to go to 9.5 runs. So things like that, that's what I'm looking at to stay away from. So the first guy I'm going with, guys, is I'm going to hook you guys up, is Ryan Kreidler. This dude has been hitting 3 different times that I've shared him. He's gotten this hit. I'm not going to go into all the details, but this guy, Ryan Kreidler, why is this coming up like that? Give me a second. So again, these are very expensive because they hit such a high rate. So just beware of that. I'm not going to go through all the details, but basically I've already created a lot of videos on this. If you guys want to go back and check out those videos, they're on my channel. But look at this. It's 100% hit rate on the under RBIs. This dude has not gotten an RBI pretty much all season. This is the last 20 games. This is the entire season. He's hitting at 100% hit rate. Now you can see how expensive this is. Even on Caesars, it's $386. That's the cheapest you can find it. And then you can get them on Sleeper and Underdog if you don't have access to Caesars. The other thing is the plate appearances. Look at this. Yesterday or whatever, when we got him yesterday, he only went up to bat once. And obviously, he's not going to get an RBI, or very unlikely to get an RBI if he's only batting twice. So that hit for us. And the other guy is Colt Keith. Same team. They're facing a decent pitcher today. This dude's hitting at a 90% hit rate. Let's take a look at for the entire season. He's only hitting this line, this RBI twice this year. And you can see he's only facing he's only going up to plate once or twice. So again, those 2 batters, I put them together. They're very expensive because it's a minus 304 and a minus 384. So it's like a minus 200 for both together. But I took it because it's hitting at such a high rate. I'm not going to go through this, but these are my overs, over 1.5s. So I'll just give you the list. You can kind of look at them yourself, and I'll tell you what this is. This is another scraper that I use. But basically, once it's scraped and it gives me the data, you can see Stephen Kwan. We went with him yesterday to get 1 hit. This dude is hitting very consistently. These are all his hits, and these are all the games where he got the hits. And then you can see he went up to bat 10 times against this pitcher. He hit 4 times. That's a 40% average. So he's hitting 40% off this pitcher. This guy's hitting 35% off this pitcher. And he's getting all these hits, at least 1 hit. That's all we care about. Same thing with this guy. Now, there's no pitcher data for these guys. Actually, I don't like this one because you can see he went up to bat 5 times and he's got 0 hits. I don't like that. So I'm going to delete this guy. So I would stick with this guy, Fernando Tatis, Hu Lee, Riley, and Kwan. So those guys, I'm going to go for 1 hit. I hope that makes sense. So I just gave you guys I'm going to go through them real quick again. So Stephen Kwan to get 1 hit, Austin Riley to get 1 hit, Hu Lee to get 1 hit, and Fernando Tatis Jr. to get 1 hit. And then we got this guy, Colt Keith, under 1 RBI. And then Ryan Kreidler under 1 RBI. All right. So let's take another look here. Go to the link in the description, guys. Get the free picks right here. Also, check out the Discord. If you type in the word comment, you type in the word comment right here. That means that you basically are watching these lives and stuff. You would get 7 days for free. All right. So here's the 7 days for free trial. Comment, check out the Discord. We're hitting a lot right there. And then if you want to check out the final edge, that's the information I just talked about with all the breakdown of every game, like where they're playing, what teams they're at, all this stuff. So like right here, this is what I'm talking about. It gives you the team totals, the recent performance, the line move, the betting trends, the injuries, the expected lineup, the projected scores, and then it actually gives you a breakdown of analysis of what all this data means, basically. So if you really just wanted this data and you would literally can just come down and read this analysis for the game, and then you can make your own decisions. So again, look at the analysis right here. So anyways, if you want that information, it's in the link in the description or beastsportspicks.com. And then it's right here where it's called the Final Edge. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, I have different training programs and stuff, and you can learn how to do all this stuff for yourself. Send me a text right here and just say, hey, I'm interested in learning how to sports bet professionally. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. I'm going to shoot another video later today. I am going to go with Boston for sure, and I already showed you all the batter props. For Boston, I'm going to wait to see who I can parlay it with, or I might just throw it for tomorrow's game with the Thunder. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to play that, but I gave you, what is that, six batter props, and Boston. That's what I'm taking. So take a look at that, guys. I appreciate you all that are here. I'm going to post another video for a chance for you to get. Once I post a video today, if you comment and you like, once we hit 50, I'm going to hook you up with $50 on a random comment. So basically, let's say there's 50 comments. I'm going to choose a random comment. I have a randomizer, and if it picks you, then you get $50 for free. So look out for that video. If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe. That way you can get alerted when I post a video. All right, guys, let's have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all.